Joel Sherman with three up. I'm trying to get this done quick. I got to get on a plane to Toronto this morning, and I got to get on a plane to Toronto for a lot of reasons. But the biggest one is Cam Schlitter. After the game last night, why don't we start here? Number one for three things. Uh, I saw Gerrit Cole in the celebration, drenched in beer and champagne, and I just said to him, I said, "What was it like to watch your younger self?" Remember when the Yankees lose Cole in spring training, that's devastating. And Rodon and Fried really carried the rotation this year, and they pitched games one and two of this series. And I'll go back and say on July 31st, we all thought the Yankees were going to find a way to get a starting pitcher, right? They couldn't just keep relying on Will Warren to get to 30 plus starts. He got there. Luis Heel to come back successfully from a 4 month injury. He did that. But most of all, could they really trust Cam Schlitter, who they had just called up from the minors, wasn't really on the big prospect radar before the season, which we should think a lot about big prospect radar moving forward. But they believed in Schlitter. They kept saying there's nobody out there with stuff as good as Cam Schlitter. And he's just been getting better and brilliant, and never more so than on a Thursday night at Yankee Stadium. No Yankee pitcher had thrown 8 shutout innings in the postseason since Roger Clemens in Game 2 of the Subway Series in 2000 against the Mets. He didn't walk anybody. He struck out 12. He threw, everything was a career high. Innings, 107 pitches. He was calm. He was poised. It was impressive in the moment. Because now you look at it and think, wow, the Yankees have three pretty good starters going round and round for the postseason. I thought a lot this postseason, if the Phillies had Zach Wheeler and the Yankees had Gerrit Cole, those are the two teams that are going to get to the World Series. Neither has it. The Yankees have advanced. The Phillies are in the next round. They got the bye. Maybe they're on a collision course anyway. But Cam Schlitter from the Yankee minor league system has been Gerrit Cole down the stretch, and now through game one, his first ever postseason appearance, and it allowed the Yankees to move on. And I thought it was interesting. Aaron Boone, who always seems at this time of year, he can't wait to get into the lanes of the bullpen they talk about in the afternoon before a game. He stuck with his starter. The lane was the Boston lineup for Cam Schlitter. Nobody was giving him that much trouble. He only gave up multiple hits in one inning. He only had, so therefore, a runner in scoring position in one inning. It was a complete dominance. Number two, let's say something just for moving forward. Schlitler also helped save the bullpen for a lot of it for game one against Toronto. Again, on paper, you're thinking going into this game, hey, if Schlitler could give him 4 or 5, that would be a really good effort, keep him in the game. And then the Yankees were going to have to pour out the bullpen. And remember, Fernando Cruz and Devin Williams worked in games one and two. They didn't in three. Now, both warmed up, and the Yankees take that into account for workload. Bednar pitched in game three, but they didn't have to use anyone long. The preview for this would be that, going up to Toronto, it's going to be either Luis Heel or Will Warren. And my suspicion, maybe it shouldn't be after the way Schlitler pitched last night, is the Yankees will have to use some guys we haven't seen yet, Leiter Jr. or Camilo Doval, just to not be on the same relievers every game. But those guys didn't get abused. It was a little bit Boston in game one went directly Garrett Crochet to Aroldis Chapman, and I thought that set them up brilliantly for the last two games of this series because their bullpen wouldn't be taxed. And it wasn't. But it was the Yankees who were able to get through this without blowing out their bullpen in game three, which sets them up somewhat better for game one. For number three, why don't we just discuss how the Yankees won this game and won this series, aside from starting pitching, which was uniformly good for them. The Red Sox were the bad defensive team in this series. The Yankees were the good defensive team in this series. None more so than in the final inning by Schlitler, the eighth inning last night. That is a highlight you'll see forever play by Ryan McMahon, not only having the talent, but the fortitude to go hard after that ball and sprawling headfirst into the Red Sox dugout. That was a great play. The Yankees defense was way better than Boston. Boston did a lot of gifting for the Yankees' 4 runs yesterday. And those 4 runs were scored without the Yankees getting a ball over the fence. The Yankees just advanced in a series where Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton did not hit a homer. And that is, to me, big. They found a way to get through this. This was defense and pitching as much as anything else that got them through. These were some of the things that unplugged them last year before they could get a parade, especially in the World Series. They get to the World Series. Remember, they beat two inferior AL Central teams. This was a step up in class. The Red Sox were the kind of team they hadn't beaten during the Judge Boone era. They beat them. And the defense is going to be important. Any Yankee fan who watched all year knows the Blue Jays put the ball in play. Nobody strikes out less than the Blue Jays. You have to be tight, especially on the turf up in Toronto. But the Yankees are getting there because of defense, ability to find a way to win without home runs, some really good relief pitching by that three-man unit in particular, Cruz, Devin Williams, and David Bednar. But man, they're getting there because on a Thursday night in the Bronx, Cam Schlitter looked an awful lot like Gerrit Cole.